What can we do? The people asked John, what can we do to be ready for the coming of the Lord? Well, if you've got plenty, and you know someone who's got not so plenty, share. Isn't that obvious? And yet we get so tied up in our things that we sometimes forget, I often forget. When I think it's the things that make me happy, and when I found out, it's giving away stuff to those who need it. It's giving away love that fills my heart with love. We as humans confuse power and love. And once we turn to power, then we have the power to do what we please. And then we turn around and hurt others. It's just the golden rule. Don't do to others. Don't do to anyone anything you wouldn't like happening to you. It's that simple. And yet it creates a life of dynamic balance, because while we have to take care of ourselves, we have to eat, we have to get what we can get to live on, and yet we balance it by giving, and giving to those in need, the least of these. In 1903, the pressure was on. Samuel Langley up in Washington, D.C. had already tried to fly his aerodrome. It had crashed, but he was going to fly it again on December 8th. And if the Wright brothers were going to get off the ground and get credit for it, they had to do it before then, in case it flew. But one thing led to another. There was wind, there wasn't enough wind, there was rain, there was sea storms coming in, and the 8th came and went. They got a telegram from home that Langley's flight had crashed into the Potomac River. He had not succeeded in discovering flight. And on the 17th, they got out their little runway, which was a 2x4s laid in a line, and they set the glider up, the airplane up. They fired up the engine and went down the track, and it hopped up off the track and back down just a few seconds. Second one went about 100 feet. Third flight, they got it up, bounced a little bit, didn't hit the ground, but just bouncing, then actually soared a little bit. 852 feet. They had gone farther than 500 feet, kind of a minimum, you'd say. It had left the ground by its own power, and they were in full control. They discovered flight. People didn't believe it. There were people in other places doing the same sort of thing. In Europe, there was quite a aeronautical society going on, and a lot of them thought that the Wright brothers were just blowing smoke.